What's your name? Tell YouTube.
Jodeci. How much is gotta be in the
100,000.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How?
100,000 people are gonna see this.
What?
Yeah. So we got Jodeci here. We're about to give him the best haircut of his life. I'm pretty good. I learned how to cut hair yesterday.
This is actually his first haircut.
This is my first haircut, but I practiced a lot yesterday, so we'll be all right. You look nervous.
His face.
Get the hat real quick. Get the hat.
Yeah, I got that.
FaderCulture.co. Buy one. What's going on, Fader Culture? It's Sergio Barron, and today I'm here with another tutorial. We about to give Jodeci here a number 5 guard on top with the mid skin fade. I hope y'all enjoy these steps. And before we start, we do leave all the steps down in the description, as well as with all the tools that we use, so y'all can feel free and purchase them as well. So with that being said, let's just jump right into this tutorial.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment and like.
Boom! There it is. Alright guys, so to begin, I'm going to throw on that number 5 guard, and then I'm going to make sure that lever is closed all the way to make it a true 5. I'm going to run this guard numerous times over the top length, slow at first so that you make sure that the clipper, so that you give the clipper a good chance to cut the hair as even as possible. And then as you're cutting the hair, make sure that you're combing any loose hair out of the way, just to maintain a clean workspace on top. And we're just gonna keep doing this over the top, going against the hair growth pattern until we get the top length cut as even as possible. And once I'm done with the top, I'm gonna go ahead and start debulking the sides. And for this, I'm gonna use a number 1 guard with the lever open. And I'm gonna just debulk right here in the area where I know I will be setting my guidelines so I can better see them. So here I'm gonna just come in with that 1.5 guard, and I'm gonna just kind of scoop out all this hair, unwanted hair, and just kind of prep the area so we can start setting in our guidelines. So next, I'm gonna just go ahead and start laying down my first guideline. For this, I'm gonna use the clipper with no guard, lever closed. And I'm gonna start it right here at the temple peak area of his forehead. And then I'm gonna just make sure that it kind of slants towards the back of his head so we can contour the shape of his head. And then I'm gonna just ensure that it reaches the same spot but on the opposite side. Make sure you take your time with this first guideline, since it's probably the most important one, only because the rest of the guidelines that we set will run parallel according to this first one. Next, now for our second guideline, I'm gonna open the lever all the way on the clipper to lay it down. I'm gonna only come up about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch high, and just make sure that it runs parallel, like I said, to the previous one that we laid down. And we're just gonna continue this all around the whole head. Just make sure that when you're laying down these guidelines, you're not laying them down so harsh, so that when it comes time to blending them out, they're not so difficult. Next, I'm gonna grab that 1 guard, and then I'm gonna still keep that lever open all the way, and I'm gonna lay down my next guideline, again coming up about another 1/2 inch high above the previous one. And we're just going to continue this method as well all around the whole head, making sure they just run parallel to the previous 2. And again guys, I'm going to leave down in the description all these steps, and as well as with the tools that I'm using, so y'all can have a better reference. And now for our next step, we're gonna go ahead and throw on the number 2 guard on the clipper with the lever all the way open. And we're gonna come up about a 1/2 inch higher than the previous guideline that we set. And we're gonna continue this method again all around the whole head. And now we're going to grab the number 3 guard, still with that lever all the way open. And here basically all we're doing is connecting the side length to the top length so that it transitions in a smooth manner. Then once you're done, we're just gonna go ahead and blow dry everything away so that we can still maintain that clean workspace. And as you see, we're left here with our 3 guidelines. We're gonna start blending them out one at a time, starting with the uppermost guideline you see here. And we're just gonna take out that guideline using that 1.5 clip, but we're gonna close the lever a tad bit to that 3/4 position. And then I'm gonna just approach that line using more so the corner of the clipper, or more so one side of the clipper, so that you can get in there with more of a detailed manner. And then just little by little start blending out that top guideline all around his entire head. Also guys, if y'all don't have these 2 guards, the half clip and the 1.5 clip, I do recommend that y'all purchase them, since this will make the fading process that much more easier. And I'll leave those as well linked down in the description for y'all. And as you see here, that guideline, that uppermost guideline, is pretty much blended out. Next, we'll be left here with only 2 guidelines now. So we're gonna continue blending that middle guideline you see here. For this one, it's gonna take 2 guards. I'm gonna throw on the half clip first, and then after that, we'll throw on the 1 clip. I'm gonna still leave that lever on that 3/4 position, but like I said, it's gonna take 2 guards. So here I'll start just working at the initial start of that middle guideline with the half clip, and I'm gonna just blend out as much as it can take out. And just don't try to chase that guideline higher and higher, taking the fade up too high. Just focus on blending out just right there where that line is at. And then whatever this guard don't blend out, we'll come back right now with the 1 guard to finish taking it out. So like I said, now that we're pretty much done with this guard, and you see that it still kind of left a little bit of some dark areas, I'm gonna throw on that 1 guard, still leaving that lever open on that 3/4 position, and then just continue blending out that middle guideline completely. And now you see that we're left with our last guideline. For this one, it's gonna take 3 lever positions to take it out. First with the lever closed, then halfway, and then all the way. And since it takes 3 lever positions, I'm gonna focus on just one section at a time. So I'll focus on just the left side, starting with the clipper lever closed all the way. And I'm gonna just start blending out the initial start of this guideline a little bit at a time, before opening it to the halfway position to just scoot up a little bit higher. So as you see, I'm gonna just open the lever next halfway and then just continue blending up a tad bit higher than the previous time. Then after that, we're just gonna open the lever all the way to finish blending out this guideline completely. And once you're done blending out that line completely on one side, we're gonna proceed with the same steps on the next section, on the back section. And we're gonna exactly do the same thing, starting with that clipper lever closed all the way. blend out as much as you can, then open the lever halfway, then just continue blending a tad bit higher, and then after this we'll just open the lever all the way to finish blending out that last guideline all the way. And also guys, if y'all are finding this channel very helpful, please don't forget to like the videos and make sure y'all are subscribed so y'all don't miss out on all the content that we drop. And also guys, feel free to share our channel to anybody that y'all feel might find these videos beneficial, as that does help our channel grow and encourages us to make y'all more of these video tutorials. And then once you're done with the back side, we'll continue with blending out the last side of his head. Again guys, starting with that clipper lever closed, blend out as much as you can, and then you open that lever halfway, continue blending up a tad bit higher, and then just open that lever all the way to finish taking out that last guideline completely. And remember guys, the clippers should be the only thing doing the work. You do not need to be digging in these clippers hard into the head to force these guidelines out. So if you feel like the guideline ain't being blended out, just close the lever a tad bit at a time until you actually see that line blending out a little at a time. And now for this haircut, I felt like I needed to do a little bit of touch-up work still, so I came in with the half clip, opened that lever to that 3/4 position, and all I did was go in at those dark areas that I noticed in the fade and then just blended them right out. And last, finally, we'll start by taking out the bottom of the hair. First, I'll come in with my trimmers upside down, since this does tend to get closer to the skin this way. And then whatever little faint line that it leaves right above it, I'm gonna just flip the clipper right back over to its upright position and then just fade it right out. I'm gonna proceed with doing this all around the whole head in this manner. And the reason I do it this way is so that when I come back and take out the rest of the bottom of the hair, you'll see that it's gonna leave a little faint line that's gonna serve as another guideline to show us how high to come up with our electric shavers. And next, like I said, we'll proceed with taking out the rest of the bottom of the hair. And since we first started with that trimmer upside down, right here you'll notice that little faint line that I was talking about. You'll kind of notice it more so in the back side right here. But yeah, that little line is gonna basically be our guideline as to how high to come up with our electric shavers, so that we don't bald up too high into the fade. And then with our electric shavers, I'm gonna use them just as they were a pair of clippers as well. So as I reach that little faint line, I'm gonna just kind of exit with the clippers so that we don't create those harsh lines into the fade. And then once you're done with that, we'll proceed with doing his lineup work. For my lineup work, I always like to take a step back to get a better visual of where I will be setting in his hard lines. And then once I determine where I will be setting it, I'll proceed with starting from the middle and then work my way off to the left and right sides of his head. As you're doing this, just make sure you're consistently taking a step back so that you're ensuring that you're staying straight with this line, since we don't want a crooked lineup throughout the front of his head. And then just make sure you create those 90-degree angles on the corners of his head as well. And then once I'm done with the trimmers, then I'll just go ahead and come in with my straight razor to finish shaving out the lineup. On this one, I didn't apply no lubrication, since for the most part kids don't really have rough hair. They kind of tend to just have peach fuzz. So I just came in with a dry shave to quickly shave out anything that I lined up. But by all means guys, if y'all want to use some type of lubrication like shaving gel or even water, you could go ahead and do so. But if you do decide to do it dry like I am here, just make sure that you're doing it in a soft manner so that you don't irritate the skin. Then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of enhancements just to help his lineup pop that much harder. For my enhancements, I use half Kiss Express, half water in this portable air gun. And then I use just any kind of business card to spray it onto his lineup. And then to finish this haircut, I'll apply a little bit of a pomade with a light shine just to finish this haircut overall. But again guys, here's the before in case y'all forgot what he looked like, and here's the after. I hope y'all guys really enjoyed this tutorial on a mid-skin fade with a number 5 guard on top. If y'all did, again guys, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and make sure y'all are subscribed to the channel. Also, let me know down in the comments what y'all thought about the video and also what other videos y'all like us to go over on this channel. Again guys, my name is Sergio Barron. This is Faded Culture, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.